I pretended I was going to jail to see which family members would raise my daughter. 2 years ago, my wife died in a car accident. One drunk driver, one phone call at 2 a.m. And suddenly I was a single father raising a 6-year-old girl who still slept holding her mom's scarf. My family acted supportive at first. My sister posted long Facebook paragraphs about families sticking together. My parents told everyone at church they were helping me through the hardest time of my life. But behind closed doors, nobody actually showed up. Every time I needed help watching my daughter Lily, there was always an excuse. Too busy, too tired, maybe next weekend. Meanwhile, I was working double shifts as an HVAC technician just to keep the house. But the breaking point came during Thanksgiving. Lily spilled juice on the table accidentally, and my mother snapped at her so hard the entire room went silent. Maybe if your father actually disciplined you, you wouldn't act like this. Lily looked down and whispered, "Sorry." That night, driving home, she asked me something that destroyed me. "Daddy, if something happens to you, who's gonna want me?" That question stayed in my head for weeks, so I decided to find out the truth. Not about who loved me, about who loved my daughter. I told my family I was under investigation at work after an expensive equipment accident. Then a week later, I escalated it. I said the company was pressing charges for negligence, and there was a real chance I could serve 6 months in county jail. The reactions came instantly. My older brother said letting Lily stay with him wouldn't be good for his boys right now. His wife claimed their house was already too crowded. My parents offered to take Lily temporarily, but only if I signed over my wife's life insurance money for expenses. Then my Aunt Karen asked the question that made my stomach turn. "If you do go to jail, have you considered putting her in foster care until you're stable again?" Foster care, for a little girl who still cried herself to sleep some nights. That same week, my next-door neighbor Maria started helping without even asking. She picked Lily up from school when I worked late. Her teenage son helped Lily with homework. One night, Maria brought over homemade soup and quietly said, "Your daughter shouldn't feel scared right now." Then Lily's teacher called me after school one afternoon. "She's been anxious lately," she said gently. "Just so you know, if anything ever happened, my husband and I would make sure she's okay." That hit me harder than anything my own family said. Complete strangers were offering my daughter more security than blood relatives. So after a month, I ended the test. I invited everyone to my house on Sunday. Nobody looked concerned. Honestly, they looked annoyed. My dad immediately asked, "So what's happening with the charges?" I took a breath. "There are no charges." Silence. "I was never going to jail." My sister blinked. "What?" "I made the whole thing up," I said, "because I wanted to know who would protect Lily if I couldn't." The room exploded. "That's insane." "That's manipulation. You embarrassed this family." But I wasn't even listening anymore, because Lily walked downstairs holding Maria's hand. Behind her came her teacher and her teacher's husband. The people who actually showed up. I looked at my family and said quietly, "The strangers in this room were more willing to love my daughter than any of you." My mother started crying, saying I was being unfair. But then Lily spoke. Tiny voice. Completely honest. "I feel safer with them anyway." Nobody had a response to that. My family left one by one without even saying goodbye. That was 8 months ago. Maria's family still comes over every Friday night for dinner. Lily's teacher still checks on her every week. And last month, Lily asked if we could invite them to her birthday because they feel like real family.